Antichrist!
Fucking munching booty. Well, it is Sunday, November 24th, 2019.
It's a good day.
It was a good day.
This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of Villains, Bulldog Malenko. Joining me as usual, Mr. Knubsie Slow.
It's your boy.
And coming back to the show, comedian Kris Izzi.
Always happy to be here.
Yeah, it's always good to have you here, man.
Forever.
Tucker's out today.
He's had a concert.
Yeah.
Or he was. I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah. He probably hung over.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Was he playing or was he seeing somebody?
He's seeing somebody.
Like just going to a concert.
Gotcha.
But he goes out of town a lot, like on weekends and stuff for shows. And
Yeah.
awesome.
I saw the snap. It's like ATDR or ALTDR. Altered dark.
Oh no, a day to remember.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's right. That's ADTR. Yeah, a day to remember. Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, I heard a couple of them little jams. I like them.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Oh, fuck. I forgot my Powerade.
If you go into the green room, right
Yeah.
next to the bed, you can grab one of those Gatorade bottles.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not getting up.
I'm just saying now, you call it a green room. I've never been in there. I don't know how much of a green room that is.
It's jokingly called the green room. That's my bedroom.
We established that the last episode you was on.
No.
And
Was
you
it?
boy was here with the capris and
Oh,
shit.
yeah. That was the green room back there?
Yeah.
Remember? 'Cause
Oh,
that's where all
yeah.
I don't want to get up.
we were talking about the
wanna
Juggernaut rape party in the
Oh,
green room.
Yeah, I got some popsicles in the basement.
I ate these popsicles in my freezer.
I gotta fucking get up now.
I came prepared. I brought my Aquafina water today.
You brought your tap water and
I did.
Aquafina bottle.
Yep.
Look to your left. No. Go ahead.
I'm a connoisseur of water bottles.
Next, you see those the bags on the floor. There's Gatorades in those. Just grab one.
I don't think Nubsie's coming back.
Fucking yellow.
All right.
Wait, was that an excited
I
yellow or
I
an
couldn't
upset?
tell either. He's like fucking yellow. Is that good?
I don't know. I ain't had a yellow Gatorade.
What? It's like the original fucking flavor, the lemon lime
Yeah,
Gatorade.
that's the
Only
first
drink
one.
blue. And red.
Or actually, I think orange might be the original. I can't remember. I don't fucking know. That shit was.
I hate blue Gatorade. It's
What?
disgusting.
Hold on.
Wait
Wait.
a dick.
No. Time out.
No.
There's
This is-
different types. Cool Blue is fucking wonderful.
That's amazing.
But you get tricked though if you don't look at that little fucking label at the bottom.
Like Glacier Floss? No.
Great Glacier Freeze. Ugh,
Yeah.
it's
Can't
gross.
Can't do it.
Gross.
It's not a flavor thing. It's mostly
Cool Blue is a shit.
Yeah, Cool Blue is fucking amazing.
I used to be a cart pusher.
This ain't bad.
I used to be a car pusher at Walmart, and they used to let us like drink whatever we want. So we had Kool-Aid, and then one day we got some sort of like uppity manager that came in that just said, "Well, you guys can't drink Kool-Aid anymore because that doesn't got electrolytes in it. So you need to drink Gatorade." And I was like, "Bitch, what's an electrolyte?"
I was too when I heard it. I was
I
like,
know.
It's what plants crave.
I thought it was a word made up by a fucking Gatorade.
I did too. And then they wouldn't invite me back to safety meetings anymore.
Bitch, what's electrolyte? That's what plants crave. Get away from me, biting. This episode's gonna be shit. I already know.
Another worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they made us drink blue Gatorade after that, and then I'm like, never drinking that shit again.
Man, this thing's
Which one was it though? Was it light blue or dark blue?
Light blue.
Yeah, get the dark blue.
I can't do it. I really, anytime somebody makes me do something, I become instantly oppositional about it.
You're like a
I had-
7-year-old.
I am. Like, I had to get a flu shot for work, and they made me go to the clinic to get it, and every time that I could sign something, I signed it with a frowny face.
Listen, you work at a hospital. Of course you're gonna get a flu
Well,
shot.
I didn't say, of course I'm going to get one. I just don't like being forced to do it.
You work in a psych ward and you fart around the patients, then blame it on them.
I do that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Oddly enough, I was listening to the podcast.
I've had like 3 or 4 guys have to get a shower.
Oh my god.
Oh, how about
Take a
that?
fall.
You brought an imaginary knife to an imaginary gunfight. Oh my god, dude. That's still like
I still don't know if you know how to pull a weapon out for real.
I don't.
he fucking Oh God.
I try to hold it sideways now.
Like,
so
I'm
it
not
looks
trying to
cool.
give away your
I know.
punchlines to your jokes or anything, and I apologize for that, but it is literally one of my favorite. Like, I caught where it was going about 5 seconds before you did your fucking, your turn for the punchline. And still, even though I knew where it was heading, your delivery of it was just perfect.
Well, I had to it was a very weird day at work. Like, this dude was just psychotic, and he was just coming at me like threatening me. And he goes, "What are you gonna do if I'm gonna stab you?" And I had to think of the first thing. And he pulls an imaginary knife at me, and I don't know what to do. So I pulled my imaginary gun out.
Did you pull it from the shoulder holster to the hip holster?
Hip holster. But it was cool like that. I didn't have time to get it from down by my ankles.
Did you
So.
look from your ankles? Did you pull it from the back like fucking John Wick?
Yeah, boy.
Pull imaginary shotgun that next time.
Yeah. What's up, boy?
Do we have a problem?
USSR.
Oh, fuck.
Only probably a
The
few
most
people.
awkward part was having to explain to my boss why I did that.
He said he was going to shank me.
She just looked at me and she goes, "Why did you think it was okay to pull an imaginary gun?" And I was just like, because it wasn't loaded. I'm a responsible imaginary gun owner. Thank you very much.
Oh, my God.
Boom.
Try to take that away, Beto.
That is the best punchline I've ever heard.
What did she say to that?
She just blinked. Just
Just blinked.
That was all it was. It was a very awkward stare.
Like,
At the end of the day, she was just happy nobody got hurt.
Like the meme of that dude going,
I'm like blinking guy meme.
I felt that I should have been employee of the month because I was thinking creatively how to deal with the situation.
right.
They don't respect you enough there, is he?
I know.
You should have looked at her and been like, because I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. This is the United States of the
It's
hospitals.
like they only understand one thing.
Action.
That's right.
Does anybody want this gangbang to happen? There's two different terms for gangbang. There's a sexual gangbang, and then
Well,
there's
let me tell you where my brain went
the
first.
street gangbang.
Anytime somebody says gangbang, I never think of thuggin'. Never, ever in the history of ever. Like, when there's a news report, gangbangers, clashed on the south side of Chicago, I'm like, they had an orgy on the south side of Chicago, and I wasn't there?
I was so confused for years before I realized a word can have two different issues.
Fucking gangbanging.
Like mouse, a little critter, or the fucking thing on the TV computer monitor.
You mean this?
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
that.
Wow.
Izzy was so lost right
I
there.
was. I was just focused on when I was a kid, and I used to really want to be really, really hood. And I'm not lying about that.
Oh, yeah.
I know. But the problem was I used to wear glasses all the time. And I used to be 100 pounds heavier than I am now. And I would walk around with glasses going, "Thug life, motherfucker!" And I can't make that up.
It would be better if you tatted it on your stomach.
Drawing it with a Sharpie.
And you spelled it backwards, like thug life. So
It's it's hard to do in a mirror.
like an ambulance is on the back of a motherfucker.
Amberlance. Amberlance.
That's how I say it. Fuck off. I'm a product of my
Call an
environment.
ambulance.
I call the ambulance.
I actually know a girl named Amberlance. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God.
That's great. I wonder if anybody else calls it like that.
Yeah. Medea.
Oh yeah. Hello.
That's the one
Hello.
from ambulance.
This episode's going nowhere.
It doesn't need to.
No, I watched the Saturday Night Live, their spoof of the debate again. It was at Tyler Perry Studios.
Yeah.
I was so hoping and praying that Medea was going to be one of the people up on the stage.
I like
I was so
Saturday Night Live.
disappointed. It was still good, but I was just disappointed they didn't have just Medea up there just at the same time.
I just don't like Saturday Night Live during election year because that's all it ever has been about. Every fucking skit.
Oh my God, no!
I'm
I'm
not
a
looking
football
forward to around next June or July just basically having to ignore Facebook again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Or I'm just
I don't
gonna
get
I'm
on
just
Facebook
gonna
anyway,
have to
so.
fucking like mute people off my timeline.
You'll
Like,
be muting me because I love to pick fights with people on Facebook.
I can't do it. I don't give a fuck. And if I do comment on somebody's thing, it's usually just to like make fun of them for even having an opinion on something that they have no effect on.
Yeah.
For real. Like, oh, you really think you're that political? Are you really? Are you, Darren? Are you
Your
really?
name alone. Your name alone.
Oh, Cody, you're such a political activist. Why aren't you running for office?
fucking Chad.
Throw your
Throwing a penny.
fucking Chad. Throw your fucking name in the ring or shut the fuck up.
Harry Potter, that goblet of fire shit.
Right.
And fucking go for it. God damn.
Yeah,
I
I
love
can't.
it.
I can't fucking
Or get
do
this
it,
fucking
man.
Ravenclaws.
Did you know, though, that one of the top contenders this year for the Libertarian candidacy for the nomination for him is a guy that wears a boot on his head?
No,
Oh,
wait.
you're looking at me like you've never heard of this.
No, you-
Vermin Supreme?
Yeah,
you know
you
who
tell
this is?
What?
You want to legalize weed?
Oh, you've never heard of this guy, Vermin Supreme?
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, the spoof guy.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's winning in the polls for the Libertarians. Like, people just don't understand
And
that.
do
It's
you? And
insane.
hold on. I understand it. Do you understand what's happening?
Oh, well,
The
because...
people who are the most rational about politics are people who, if they claim anything, they claim libertarian.
Yeah, I am too.
And they are so sick and fed up with the system that they are willing to throw a vote to put someone who is pretending to basically be criminally insane in the office. I'm all for it.
I am too. 'Cause
Let's fucking blow the whole goddamn thing up.
I really hope the next time the last televised debate that he was on, he ended up just grabbing a bunch of glitter and he threw it at his opponent, yelling, "I'm making you gay." It was the best thing ever covered on C-SPAN that I've ever seen in my life. Like, he goes, "My closing statement, I just want to know that I'm making my opponent gay." Just glitter bombs him just right the fuck there. It was, oh my God. I'm like,
This dude's gonna be like every comedian's wet dream. If
He
you thought
is,
Donald
man.
Trump was good.
no.
Wait till
dude's
dude get
amazing.
office.
He's going to give everybody a free pony,
Everybody, oh my
make
god.
mandatory toothbrushing laws.
Yes, you
And
gotta
he's going to
do.
travel back in time and
gotta
shoot
work.
baby Hitler.
Hi, oh,
This is shit that I can get behind.
oh shit,
What is going on?
They're going to just one Knubsie over.
he did.
God damn it. We really need patrons for this show.
We only got 3.
I know. We need patrons. Like this my mixer board
Yeah,
is such a pain in like Izzy's voice spikes.
so
Oh,
much.
I'm sorry.
And I'm trying to no, it's not your
Oh,
fault.
wow.
And I'm trying to adjust on the fly and then I cut his voice out and then whenever I bring it back, it fucking spikes again and oh goddamn, I need upgrade. I need to upgrade the studio and it's gonna cost me like almost $2,000
That's a lot
to
of
do
money.
this
That is
shit.
a lot.
Fuck yeah.
Let's get a GoFundMe account.
But that a final upgrade like that honestly, I would consider that a final upgrade until I have actual sponsors.
We hit legendary
Because
status.
right, because if I can do a final upgrade, it'd be between $1,500 to $2,000. If I can do this upgrade, I can get proper equipment like a USB audio interface where everything is. But I'll have to get a whole. I can't use the laptop anymore. I'll need a tower computer and I'll need dual monitors, and one of them will have the mixer on the screen and the other will have the recording software on it. And I can set the limiter and just have. I can have the audio turned all the way up, but I can set the limiter on the mixer screen to where it never caps above like -6 or -4
annoying.
decibels, so it just cuts it out and it never like distorts clips.
You still hear everything, but just like
It's
clones it
it's
down.
fine.
It adjusts.
Like when
it
you
to it.
you guys ever listen to Rogan?
Nah.
A couple times.
Okay, he's got good sound.
Yeah.
That's because Jamie is in there running shit, but it's all digital. That's an analog mixer. Granted, it's a USB mixer that runs into my laptop. But the problem is also the sound file, like us talking right now, we are all going in from this 12-channel mixer. It's all going into one fucking channel on my screen. So I can't control us individually in the program.
Oh no, yeah, I've had the same problem. Like when I run my podcast too. I don't even have a mixer, so I got to run everything.
Right,
in my
those
computer.
two mics.
Yeah, and like we had like a guest on for the first time, and like having another mic over there, and it was freaking it out the whole time. We ended up getting some audio feedback, like in the last time that we, in the last episode that we put out. Still a good episode though.
See, and now it's cutting your fucking voice out. Talk to me again, Izzy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
better now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's back on that one.
My voice is destructive.
Just whisper, Izzy.
Don't do that.
Don't whisper. I have no mid. I'm either like really like low key or I'm super animated.
Oh, I'm the same way. Like I have to adjust my mic all the time too. Like I'm sitting here, and that's the other thing that sucks is sometimes I know that I'm not able to pay attention to conversation as it's happening because I have to monitor this fucking screen the whole time. And once I can do this upgrade, won't have to do that anymore. It's one of those set it and forget it kind of deals. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I'll have to glance at the screen for is to make sure everything's recording properly and time marker.
George Clooney.
Ooh, you motherfucker. George Clooney.
Hate you. I think you're right. The only thing I don't like you in is that fucking Batman movie you was in. You ruined Batman for me for like 2 years. Yeah.
I mean, there was also Val Kilmer.
There was Val Kilmer. He was a decent Bruce Wayne, shitty Batman.
Yeah.
Then we got Christian Bale.
It's the only good one.
Best.
Yes.
Definitely. Well, Michael Keaton was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad. Yeah.
Michael Keaton was great.
You want to get nuts?
Yeah. He had his Beetlejuice moment in the first one.
Yeah.
You want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts. Like, that's all I saw when I was a little kid. Watching the first Batman, I was like, that's Beetlejuice.
Let's get nuts.
Beetlejuice became a superhero.
Christian Bale is British. That's fucking fucked up, yo. That a British actor did an American character.
They're taking our jobs.
Yeah, they are. Chicken germs. We have chicken germs.
So, all right. You've watched The Mandalorean, right, Nubs?
No.
I have. I
Me.
love it. It's great.
Okay.
I gotta get it.
It's fantastic.
Dude, the first three episodes, episodes are out.
Yeah,
They're fantastic.
It's Nubsy. That show alone is worth the $7 a month for Disney Plus.
All right, fuck, I'll get it later.
It is. It's amazing.
What made me mad was I didn't know that they only put out one episode like a week or so. Like,
you thought you were gonna be able to binge it,
stream it, and I'm like, I'm eating
like
my bowl of
that,
cereal. No, I about threw my cereal bowl on my TV. Like it almost happened. I was gonna tell my wife somebody broke in or something.
That's the
like
problem.
Somebody broke in and broke my TV and left.
Everybody's become so spoiled with all of these series that get released and you can just binge it. But The Mandalorian makes me feel excited again like I was like as a kid before you could do it. Like, Friday night TV when you were a kid.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, yeah, that too. But Friday night, though. Like, Friday night was... How old are you, Izzy?
32.
Okay, so you should remember this. There was like Full House, Family Matters.
TGI Friday?
Yeah, man. Like Dinosaurs. Do you remember
that?
Yeah,
man.
Dude, yeah.
Boom.
Dude, these shows were great. And you
Fantastic.
literally,
Freakazoid.
like as a kid,
Love
you looked
Freakazoid.
forward to Friday night. And now, I'm the same way. And like I know a lot of people, because Disney releases it like early. Like I think at midnight Eastern Fridays. I wait until I get home from work Friday to watch it. And I look forward to that show all week now.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck that. I want to binge it, man. I am entitled. I want it now.
I know. I like it. I like this.
Yeah.
I get burned out real quick. Like
No.
playing video games, I can only do it like maybe like once every now and then. So
Yeah, I
like,
feel you.
I can
There's
binge.
actually the last series that I started and finished all the episodes in one night was when Cobra Kai debuted on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I
Oh,
burned
that's
through that. I
fantastic.
could not stop watching from episode. Have you watched season 2?
I've not watched season 2, but I've watched all of season 1.
Last time I did it was Peaky Blinders. That fucking
Peaky Blinders is cool, but you can't do that in one night.
no, I did it like 2-3
But
nights.
Cobra Kai, they're like 25-minute episodes,
Yeah.
something like that.
Cobra Kai was like I was on that big rant of I hate when people remake stuff or they like just go back for that nostalgia and they just fail miserably. And like Cobra
And
Kai
they
was like
nailed it.
Yeah, it was like the first time I'm like, all right, this is good. I can dig this.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
My favorite scene in that I think was when the kid was asking him like, is there a special way you want me to watch this stuff? And he goes, I don't fucking care.
I don't give a shit.
best scene. I don't care what anybody says. That is the best scene.
I don't know what you're doing.
I haven't
seen it yet.
Oh, dude, it's good because, like, what I would suggest you do if you're going to watch it, Nubs. First of all, you have to have YouTube,
App.
the YouTube Red or whatever.
Yeah.
It's $2.99.
Do we need any cable anymore?
What?
No,
Cable.
I mean, if you got a laptop or something, you can just go on.
I had a laptop.
cables for
You
old
can
people.
go on to the Smuggler's Cove and download those episodes. But anyway, I would suggest watching the first Karate Kid movie again just to get yourself back into that mode, and then watch Cobra Kai. And I promise you, it's going to give you a whole different perspective of the movie.
Do they cuss in it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Johnny Lawrence, Sweep the Leg Johnny,
Sweep the
is
leg.
fucking, he is awesome.
I remember that. Sweep the leg!
And you actually, like, you know, when you watch the movie, you were like, God, Johnny Lawrence is a fucking asshole. You know, little kid, when you saw that movie, you were like, what a dick.
Whoa.
And you were so happy to see Daniel LaRusso win. Now, as adults, when you go back and, like, when they show these cutscenes to the past and all this, and you hear Johnny describe it, fuck, dude.
Yeah,
you're like, oh,
yes,
damn.
I sympathize with
LaRusso's
him now.
a fucking jerk, man.
Yeah, he won with the kick to the head.
Illegal
Illegal
kick to the
head.
face.
Fucking crane kick to the fucking dome stack. And like, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah, Johnny talks about that, too.
That's fucking great. Fucking movie magic.
And now he's like,
Fantastic.
he's an adult, he's an alcoholic.
He's oh yeah.
I
He-
would be too. Yeah. That one match ruined his life.
he's kind of an asshole, but he's a lovable asshole.
Kind of like Izzy.
It is. I am.
Jesus. Those two could not be any different. Like Izzy would be one of his students
Yeah.
when they
I
first
would.
start.
I would sweep the leg. I'd be the guy. I'd be like the adult version of the kid that was goes, put him in a potty bag. Inciting violence.
By the way, in season 2, they bring back those guys,
Oh really?
Tommy and Bobby, and
Well, it's not like they were getting other
they
work
have
anywhere else.
Right. But I mean, they have a reunion on the show, and it's really fucking
Yeah.
cool, man.
They have that silver guy. Did he come back?
Terry Silva.
Yeah.
Okay, he has not appeared, but no, it wasn't him. I think in the first season, like in the first episode or whatever, when Johnny Lawrence gets fired from his job, renovating job or whatever, he's screaming at Mike on the phone. I think it's Mike Barnes was his old boss.
Oh wow.
You remember Mike Barnes from the third Karate Kid?
Mm-hmm.
The one that Terry Silva
Yeah.
brings in to kick Daniel's ass.
Such a good show.
What you doing, Nubs?
Looking at Snapchat.
Look at Snapchat.
Cool. I mean, we ain't doing a show. It's all right.
No, I mean, y'all was talking about Cobra Kai. I didn't know nothing about it. So
I thought you had a Cobra Kai shirt.
Nah, dude, what?
I thought, don't you have a shirt with a snake on it? I thought that was a Cobra Kai
Yo,
shirt. the
no,
whole
man,
time.
it's a Shelby shirt. Shelby Cobra, the
Yeah.
car.
Oh, I really thought that was a Cobra Kai shirt the whole
I'm
time.
gonna need you to kill yourself.
I thought you
It
were.
says-
You need to do a Jeffrey Epstein right now.
Yeah, it says Shelby right across the fucking top.
I don't care what it said.
Shelby Kai.
It looked like Cobra Kai to me. You were so much cooler to me, Nubsy. And then you just shattered
Yeah.
my. You just
Now
shattered my
it's
reality.
done. Now it's over.
I just want to live on blissful ignorance, and you
You
had to
you
explain it.
gangbanged his entire opinion of you.
His fucking thoughts are gone, yo. And my baby's is drying on his face right now. Yeah.
So sad.
My baby's is drying on his face.
I was like doing some bullshit rap at work, and I came up with that punchline. I was like, "Oh shit, that's awesome." I also came up with another punchline. I'm a shit that's unseen. That means I dump on your face.
What?
So
The post that you post, the post about.
I got
another
mad punchlines.
So another fun thing too. So for like my the paranormal podcast that and my YouTube channel to do for One Candle Society, like I'll do research at work. Like I'll take notes and stuff. I'll look at my clipboard and stuff. But if I don't keep track of where they are, they like end up getting moved around the unit. I've had times where like my coworker that doesn't know what I'm doing will bring my scribbled notes about like conspiracy theories or aliens and shit to the nurses, and the nurses conversation. They think somebody's writing crazy shit out there. I'm like, oh my god, who did that?
Like, oh man, no, you got like the perfect cover.
Like, I'm gonna get rid of this. So
No,
like,
what's the other show you're doing now?
yeah. So the
In the Shadows.
yeah we just
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, we just launched a podcast called Talking with Shadows.
Talking with Shadows.
Yeah,
I
where
like that podcast. I listen to both of them.
Where
I haven't caught that one yet.
There's a third one out. The audio's kind of
It's on Podbean. That's
So
yeah.
So yeah, I saw that too, and that
I
made
did.
me really fucking happy.
Yeah, I want to upload it. We wanted to upload the same one, the same host server that you guys do. We did the first episode we did. We talked.
Shout out to Podbean.
Shout out to Podbean.
Hey, you got like two fucking people here.
Hashtag not sponsored, but should be.
Right.
What do they sponsor podcasts?
They should. They should ours.
They should. Well, hey, look, Podbean did a huge thing for this podcast in the beginning.
What was
Like
that?
you may not know this because like you weren't a solid part of the show, but they featured my show for like a month.
Nice.
That's awesome.
They need to do
Yeah,
that shit
dude.
again.
Like, and two of the executive ladies that work for Podbean. Like I'm friends with them on Facebook and haven't talked to them in a while. But if I were to ever need anything through Podbean or whatever, I could just message them and they'll get it taken care of.
Tell them like feature the show again.
They should.
Like, just we'll get back to you here in just a second. But anybody that's listening to this that is thinking about starting a podcast, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. You
It's
can talk about literally
so much
talk about
fun.
anything.
Just fucking
Yeah.
do it, yo.
Dude, it's
And-
so much. It's so much fun.
Whatever you
But
want to do, just
if you're-
fucking do.
If you're looking for the perfect host, if you're not sure who to go with Podbean. Podbean's interface is so fucking easy to use.
I use it all the time.
It's shut the fuck up. It is $10 a month. That's what we pay for hosting.
Oh, I thought you meant like fucking.
Yeah.
No. The interface, like for me, for creators,
Ah.
to upload it, check your stats, all that stuff.
They will pit. You can do it for free initially, but you can only upload so much time, and they limit though how much you can write descriptions. And so, like
Yeah.
the monthly, the
Yep,
lowest
just
monthly
pay the
subscription,
$10.
It's so worth it.
Pay the $10, unlimited audio upload. It's
You can edit your page that they have
Yep.
on there. It's so worth it. It looks
Yeah.
it looks so cool.
We should
So-
definitely edit that page because it still says Dirt Nap Dave.
well, no, it says Dirt Nap because that's the image of the business card.
Oh yeah,
Like that's the actual digital image. I need to have Tucker.
make new business.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Tucker,
Are you
who is
listening?
in charge of our graphic design.
You haven't noticed that yet?
I have. Yeah, I know. I'm
talking to Tucker.
Tucker probably don't give a shit.
He ain't even listen to this podcast. He don't
Right.
listen to it. Like, if I ain't on it, fuck him.
Right. I don't listen to episodes that I'm not on. I'm the same way. I don't listen to episodes of my show that I'm not on.
Man, that's kind of odd.
That is weird. I wouldn't either.
Actually, I have thought about teaching Nubs how to do all of this and like what to watch for, shit like that.
You're gonna be right there.
What?
You're gonna be right there in the green room the whole time.
Actually, no. What you should do?
No, but like if I were to have to be gone or something and you could possibly get people together to do a show or something like that.
no. What
Once we have an actual studio.
What you need to do, and this would be a better idea, is you need to get somebody who's wanting to start to do their own podcast, who's wanting to do this, to come in to teach them and to teach them to do it, to have them run this as a way, so that way you don't have to be watching all of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to that person. They'll be here by themselves.
No, because then they could be the butt of your jokes the whole time.
I'll have my
like-
own young Jamie. He
like-
could also do the Google research and all
Yeah.
that shit for us.
Yeah.
That's honestly, like, I'm looking forward to a time where we have an actual studio and we walk in and just sit down and the shit is ready to go. Like someone else is in charge of running it. We have a producer or, engineer, whatever you want to call him. And then when we're done, we can leave and just go get lunch or whatever. And the engineer is the one responsible for taking care of the uploading, the social media distribution, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That is probably the biggest time-consuming thing the entire time.
Fuck!
You do an hour of this, but then it's like, a ton of other time, like
Well,
networking and
Okay, so
editing
just
and all that.
doing an hour and a half show.
Yeah.
I have to I'm gonna have to rush when we finish this one today because we're gonna go out to lunch, the three of us, and so you guys are gonna be hanging out, but you'll see it's gonna take me about another 20 to 30 minutes to be ready to go.
I know. It takes like
Because the compressing and then getting it uploaded, and then you gotta put it onto the main Facebook page, and then I share it in a couple groups, and then I share it to my personal page, and yeah.
Like there's like 801 followers now on fucking Podbean.
Yeah.
65 on YouTube.
I'm following.
And but you know what I hate? I can't see how many people, like, I can't tell. It won't tell me how many people are subscribed on iTunes.
Yeah, I hate that too.
And then also, like, because people have to be, and I don't, okay, that's how many people are subscribed to Podbean.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me people using, like, the Stitcher app, Google Play, Spotify. I can't see any of that shit.
So we get, so it's like 22,000 from Podbean.
No. That, luckily, those statistics aggregate. I think, like, that's because, okay, all of those other places, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, any other place other than listening on the Podbean page or through the Podbean app, all those other places rely on my RSS feed.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime that RSS feed gets hit to pull a show, it gives me a tick.
Well, I thought it was like just Podbean alone, 22,000 a month.
No.
I've been fucking sweet.
Not even close.
No, they pull it from all of them.
No, the Podbean per month is like no joke. The Podbean per month might be 1,500, 2,000 per month. So that means the majority of the hits on my show, the downloads or plays, are coming from other, and I can see that in my demographics. Like, it'll tell me what operating system they're using, like Android, iOS, all that. The biggest majority is Android. Second is iOS, but then there's also Windows, Mac, and then other.
I've never liked Google Play. I've never liked Android. I don't like their interface.
Google
What,
Play is
Android?
shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I use.
I know.
Are you an iPhone guy?
I am an iPhone guy.
I can't do it because
Fucking kill yourself.
Oh,
No.
stop. Look, for me, you got to realize, though, I grew up, like, my dad taught me how to build computers when I was like 10. So that was back in the days when you still had to solder shit to get it to work. Now everything's plug and play. But PC is more dominant for an actual user.
No, I was talking about for phones versus
But this goes into that.
Oh, okay.
It's the same operating
Because, okay, a Mac, you can't get into the root files of a Mac. The system registry files, you can't. You and if you do, you risk compromising your entire system. My PC, I can go right into the system registry files on day one when I first boot it up and let everything load in. I can go in and start doing things that I need to do to change the performance of the computer to do what I need it to do. Same thing with an Android phone. I have more control over what goes on with this than you do with your iPhone, simply because Apple's fucking their control over everything, which for people who aren't extremely tech savvy, you don't need to be in that shit. You don't need access to it because you're gonna fuck yourself over.
I would. I'm not responsible enough.
That's a great word to use. Some people aren't responsible enough to have access to those types of things.
The little kid, is he?
But first of all, I like my shit to be easy to use.
He'd get in there.
Friendly.
He would see, like, well, this shit's taking up 3.5 gigs of my phone space. I'm going to delete this, and all of a sudden his phone bricks. And he's like, "What the fuck?"
Like now,
I would.
that was your whole fucking call history.
No, he would delete like the fucking platform. Like,
that's
it would
bad.
just be a brick phone.
That's bad. Well, you gotta give me an upgrade.
No, I like my be able to download my podcast, and it's way easier for me on iTunes than using the Google Play Store.
The other thing I don't get is how much people pay for Apple's bullshit.
Why would you pay $1,000 for a phone?
Look, that's and $1,000 for a phone that's 3 years behind what I have.
Yeah.
3 years. Like, everybody's like, "Oh my God, we've got dual facing this, and now we've got this facial recognition." We're all, and Android users are like, "We had that like 3-4 years ago.
We got a herpes camera.
What the fuck?" Yeah, right. Like, we got shit that'll scan your STDs.
Yeah.
People diagnose what you have, so you know which penicillin.
The fucking
penicillin you need.
That new the camera on the new iPhone with the little 3 dots in the back.
Dots, yeah.
I will say this:
That shit freaks me out.
iPhone's camera, the pictures they take, fucking kick the shit out of Android.
Everything else is Android.
So does a $60 digital camera.
Yeah.
So like I can go get a Galaxy S10 for like $400, or I can get an iPhone whatever is out now
I think
that is so far behind that S10 for $600 more.
No.
I can't do it.
The little fucking camera dudes like fucking holes. You ever see that skin like fucking people have like holes in their skin? There's like
Pores, yeah.
No, not pores.
Oh, what?
Like they have honeycombs in their skin and shit. A disease or something.
You mean like those meth sores that people get and stuff?
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know. It was like little honeycombs in their fucking skin. That shit freaks me out when I see it. And that's what the iPhone camera.
No, so you need to get off Tinder, man. I'm testing.
I'm off Tinder. I deleted. I wasn't getting any hits. I deleted the app.
I wasn't getting any. Nobody was swiping right.
You weren't getting any hits off like chicks with like those meth sores on them?
No. I'll swipe and like I'll say some shit like, "Listen, your butthole is free game," and she wouldn't say nothing back. I'm like, "Listen, I'm straight to the point. I ain't got time. I got shit to do. I got to do comedy shows. I got to do this podcast. I got to go to work. We fucking or no? That's pretty much what I
Are we fucking or no?
That's pretty much how I.
That's not working for you?
Yeah. No.
Oh. Give you some,
You got to
give
serenade these hoes.
give
Like,
me
you
some-
on Tinder, bitch? We know what you're here for.
Give you some tips.
What?
Huh? Oh, first off, here. Okay, I'm gonna give you a great tip. First off, always go out for homeschooled chicks.
Okay.
Because what's really cool is oftentimes they haven't watched a lot of the same movies that we have, so you can use like lines from movies and they don't know.
Oh.
I was quoting.
Oh, so let's go get Amish girls.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
My wife was
Mennonites.
My wife was homeschooled, and so I would quote Disney quotes to her, and she didn't know, so she thought I was first off way smarter and more like slick than I really was.
So you're like, I can show you the world.
Yeah, and then she get like really,
All the wonder and the sign.
and then I finally show her like the Aladdin
All
movie.
the wonder and assignment.
I thought what the fuck? How'd the words go? I don't know.
This is what happens when you
Hold on,
watch.
time out. I got to do this because and
Sing the song.
Maggie loves it when I sing on the show. So this is for you, Maggie.
Also, where's that cup at?
I can show you the world,
There we go.
shining, shimmering, splendid.
Boom.
Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide?
Boom. Don't you dare
Well-
close your eyes.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
That sounds like a stalker right there, though.
Watch this shit. It gets better.
Got my light on my phone, just waving it side.
Yeah,
to
there you
side.
go.
Everybody put your hands up high.
Maggie's gonna love that. Everybody else is like, why the fuck is he singing on the show?
Like, did you not listen to the first 30 minutes, fuckers?
I didn't sing.
No, I'm talking about like fucking the explanation of why you sing.
Oh,
I can show you the world. Wonder and assignments.
Knubsie, this is what happens when you only watch like porn parodies of Disney movies. As you start singing lyrics like that.
Rule 34, motherfucker.
did you say Rule 34?
Yeah.
Only watch porn parodies of
Only-
movies.
Only watch porn parodies of movies. Or like every movie has a porn parody, something like that.
That's true.
What the Triple X have a fucking porn parody though, because like Vin Diesel
Then it would be like Sextuple X.
says Triple X. It's like just everybody
Double entendre.
It'd be crazy though, because then they'll be like, that's the devil. Then there'll be like a whole bunch of stuff.
Triple X squared.
Get it? Sit. I don't know. Fuck off, everybody.
Wow.
Shut up. Izzy.
So, let's get back to this. Talking with Shadows.
Oh yeah.
Goddamn.
The pod,
Talk about a derailment.
Wait, hold up. What's Talking with Shadows?
Okay. That's the paranormal podcast. That's the paranormal podcast that I started.
Knubsie's so pleased with himself right now.
I listened to it. Izzy.
Yeah, I know he does. And I know that you want to come on and be a guest on. And
Fuck yeah, dude.
I know, and absolutely that I'm going to get you guys.
When you
both
get your
on here.
audio shit up on.
Okay. First of
Hold
all,
on, ain't no trash is what Nubsy's gonna talk. No.
first of all, we had
We're gonna have to
issues
get
with
him in
that
our
mic.
studio here.
Yeah.
We had some audio issues the very first time we brought a guest on. But anyway, yeah, we got 3 episodes up right now. The first episode we talk about like monsters like in the inner city. The second episode we talk about like humans with like superpowers and shit. It's pretty cool. And in the third episode, well, that was kind of meh. But anyway, we brought in like the founder of Mount Vernon Paranormal, who used to write for Weird New Jersey. And
What's the third? I only seen 2 on there. When
that's
I
just
lived
where he lives.
No, I know. But when I hear Mount Vernon Paranormal, all I can imagine is a lot of meth-fueled craze. Like,
Yeah.
look at the walls are talking.
there. You can abbreviate the name to MVP.
No, they do.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's cool. And he
That's so sad.
I'm sorry.
So now he investigated like this like one of like New Jersey's like most haunted roads out there. One of the roads that has like a house on it that like inspired the story for like Friday the 13th.
Whoa.
And shit.
Friday the 13th was at a lake. What's the road got to do with the lake?
The lady that it's inspired off lived on off this particular road.
Was there a dock by the road?
No.
Why the fuck? How to get a lake?
Was there a dock?
There is
by
a lake
the
there.
road.
There is a lake. There's a haunted lake
on the dock of the road.
Watching the tides roll away.
Oh.
Talking with shadows, Izzy. What's up?
Damn it.
I absolutely did not know what to say. I got thrown off. I'm shifting
I'm gonna black out from laughing so hard.
So anyway, so Talking with Shadows is this podcast that Knubsie's never going to be on. I just had this realization just right now.
Well, I'm on sitting on the
sure.
dock by the road.
I'm super serial right now, guys. I'm trying to talk about my podcast. You guys make fun of me. I'm never coming back.
Oh, God.
Nobody told me I was going to get made fun of when I came on here.
I got the insert on my jacket wet.
Fuck.
You got a towel? I got to wipe that up.
He just spit Gatorade all over the floor. What the fuck? Oh, goddamn, you did too.
Yeah.
If you go over to that basket that's in the floor across from the dryer, grab that top black towel.
Alright.
Oh my God. So, the road in New Jersey.
Yeah.
We covered the.
Yeah.
Fuck me. I'm in it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, do we tell about the road? Like, it's a road. It's haunted. It's pretty scary.
Spooky scary. It's
weird.
He is literally never going to bring you on that show.
Yeah.
This is why this is the only podcast that you're allowed on.
For this very reason.
Like,
this is why I don't get booked anymore.
right. People listen to this show, and I think other podcasters sometimes catch moments of me, and they're like, "Man, I think he'd be all right to have on the show."
Like, oh.
But then they hear Knubsie. I know, right? Nobody really thinks that. But they hear Knubsie, and they're like, "Fuck no!"
It's a package deal, motherfuckers.
If I were to ever, for whatever reason, to be invited to do Rogan's podcast, and I said, "Hey, you want me to bring my boys?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, you can bring Tucker. That's cool." I'd be like, "What about Knubsie?" He'd be like,
I mean,
"Nah."
No.
So, and you can see like the difference in when it was like too, because you guys have both been on my YouTube channel already. Like Bulldog, you were on the patron episode that we put up, which is still, by the way, the most popular patron video that we have out.
That's awesome.
Right now. It still is,
And that means people had to pay for that.
They did.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they did. And,
See, patrons get better episodes.
That, you know what? I need to just charge like $1 for all of my episodes. That's what I need to do.
Oh, we just do special things for patrons.
Of course, then we go from 22,000 downloads to 13 downloads.
Yeah. All same person.
And then
Josh McNitch, because he can't figure it out.
I can't. Am I paying them or no?
I can't tell.
I keep clicking it.
All right, Talking with Shadows. What's up?
And then the episode where Knubsie, we talked about like ancient astronaut theory, and then
Yeah.
Knubsie comes on and we talked about La Llorona, like this Hispanic like
The
legend.
lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lady.
And then on there we're just
Lady of the Water.
talking about how we're like, holy shit, she's scary as hell. Like we're getting like this deep conversation, and me and Knubsie are just like, holy shit, we wouldn't want to run into her like on the side of the river.
Yeah. Yeah. Or by a dock on the road.
I
Yeah.
knew it. I fucking knew it. As soon as you said by the river, I was like, oh, fuck.
we start comparing about what would happen if she would fight like the chick from The Ring.
Yeah, definitely
Should probably
Samara.
kick Samara's ass.
She would.
I hate Samara.
Back in your hole.
You're back in your home.
Your hole.
Go back to your home, ball.
Kick her right off that dock.
Right from the bay.
Oh man.
I still don't get how they got like fucking Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake from a road.
They pulled shit. From
That's like the complete. That's roads of the fucking world right there, though.
There is a lake off this road.
Okay, cool. That makes sense now.
Okay, yeah, there's a lake.
Why don't you say that in the first
And a
place?
lady that was kidnapping kids and stuff.
So how to get the fucking Friday the 13th Jason then?
Because it was cool.
I mean, the first one I understand.
like, if we were the-
His mom, I
Look,
get. The mom's
look,
a killer.
Haven't you ever watched any of these? Oh, I've got a great one for you.
Spoiler alert.
So, have you ever watched? It was on A&E. I don't know if it's still on, but A Haunting.
Yeah,
That series.
Yeah.
I loved that series. And then they did that special of A Haunting in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
The A&E reenactment of it is 100 times scarier than the fucking bullshit movie
Oh, absolutely.
that they made. The movie, they did this stupid fucking spin at the end for Hollywood shit. And I'm like, immediately, I was like, this sucks. I saw the real goddamn story of this. And A&E made it fucking way more terrifying than a Hollywood budgeted movie studio.
You'll find that a lot, man. The real story
Yeah.
is actually way more terrifying than what they put out even in the movies.
Right.
Sometimes.
They gotta
The
dumb
extra-
it down, but they don't want to scare
Like
the
Ed
audience.
Gein.
Or the Exorcist. The Exorcist,
Oh.
the real story. The Exorcist is way more terrifying than what the fuck they put on TV and shit.
Yo, the fucking Beelzebub or Beelzebub, the fucking just pops in every time.
Beelzebub?
Beelzebub, it's one of those two.
Beelzebub?
I'm really
what
wanting
it
to do
is.
like it's so hard sometimes not to do like a Big Lebowski scene, but like you're out of your element, Knubsie.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I believe in Jesus and the devil. Everybody, come on now.
Shut the fuck up, Don.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Just kind of made me sad, but whatever.
Why is that?
It don't matter.
Did John Goodman die?
No.
No, he's still alive. Thank God he's still alive.
Oh,
No.
that's the only reason I don't think of it.
He's
It don't
been in a
matter.
bad movie.
It don't matter.
The Big Lebowski.
He made Coyote Ugly better.
Know who made
Oh.
a movie better? Fucking Kevin Nealon. He makes movies better.
No, John Goodman made that movie better.
What movie was this?
Coyote Ugly. That I got.
If you
forced
ever
watch.
want to see John Goodman in a terrifying role, watch the movie Fallen. Denzel Washington, where
Never
he's
seen it.
tracking this demon, Azazel.
Sounds awesome.
He's a detective, and at first, it's that, no, it can't be what's happening. Yeah, dude, this demon can hop bodies, and
It's like Supernatural.
dude, this movie will fuck you up. And I promise you right now, I'm gonna do this. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. You hear me, Hobbs? Oh, dude, that song will fuck you up.
You're gonna kill your battery, Izzy.
It's worth it. Every time Bulldog starts singing, I'm just gonna pull my light out and just start. Like, just
Even if you're not on the podcast, you're just at home.
I'll just start doing
He'll be listening
I'll start
at
doing it in
home.
No, do it in the car. Just waving it like that. Down the road.
No hands, ma. Your wife's like, Izzy, what are you doing?
I already do that shit anyway.
Like, Amy, calm down. Did she listen to your?
By the way,
No.
your wife popped up on my People You May Know, and I
Oh.
almost sent her a friend request.
you should have done it.
You should, dude. She's very popular with a lot of group of people. She's very popular with the gay community in Evansville. She's like one of their favorite people. They adopted her, and if they saw what it looks like being married to me, so they're like, "We got to take care of you."
Oh man.
I'm not making that up. I went to visit her at one of her former jobs where she worked with a lot of people, and then they like worked with a lot of like people that have like AIDS and stuff. And then they went to visit her, and she goes, "That's your husband? Oh, honey, you need to be taken care of. I'm sorry."
The dude with AIDS said that.
I don't know if they
Dude
did. That's
with
just,
AIDS
that's just
said
the
that.
thing. That's just where she was.
I love how Knubsie interprets conversations.
Yeah.
It is so magical.
I'm just saying that's pretty bad if you said that.
But to answer your question, no, she does not watch stuff. Actually, she gets really, really mad anytime I actually make any sort of a raunchy joke.
I know.
That's why.
And
That's why I.
That's
often
why.
do clean comedy.
That's why I thought about sending her a friend request, because I think I would last on her friends list for all of about 10 minutes.
Probably. Maybe 5.
Yeah.
Maybe 5. Maybe 15 if she's not paying attention.
Right? Yeah. If I check 3 hours later, that means she hasn't been on Facebook. Like if she's still on my friends list.
The funny part was when we were dating, she really thought that I was a bad. She the group we were with, she dated. She wanted to go out with me because she thought I was a bad boy. And I said, I know.
Oh my God!
And I was
All right,
like,
so yeah, she was definitely homeschooled.
yeah. And I was like, of course I'm bad, baby. In my D&D group.
I mean, to be honest, D&D is pretty bad though. Pretty bad. I don't play it, but
Oh man,
I watched Izzy play it on the fucking YouTube.
This,
That's sad.
I know it is.
but I do love that though. I love that your wife. How old's your wife?
33. I married an older woman with better
Okay,
credit.
okay.
That's how
So
you do
I
it.
love that
And
your
she's
wife
white.
is
Yes.
she's a grown woman who still has a little bit of innocence.
Oh yeah.
Like that. That does make me happy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not being facetious.
No.
Like
That's
the
one
fact
reason why
that
I
she
like her.
thinks that you're kind of a bad boy, and I'm like, that's kind of cool, man. Like you're dangerous for her,
I don't
and
understand.
I like
am.
that because
How?
the rest of us look at you as like you're the clean, safe guy of our collective group.
I think you're terrifying, Izzy.
Thank you.
Oh, I bet inside that mind there's some fucking sick shit.
Yeah.
Have you watched my YouTube channel? The weird shit that I talk about. I tell people all the time.
No,
don't
see,
talk
I'm talking about the things you don't talk
Oh,
about.
that's
Yeah,
true.
whatever you don't say, that's
Yeah,
the scary
see, and
thing.
that's where I like to point people when it comes to me, because they're like, dude, you are really fucked up, and I'm like, you get what I give you.
Oh yeah. People have no idea.
Imagine the shit that I actually do hold inside.
Yeah.
Like there's shit that I will not talk about, even on this show. I won't do it because I'm like, nah, I don't need to unleash that.
There was a coworker that asked me. She was asking me about some of my favorite stories in the paranormal, and I said, "You don't want to hear them." And she goes, "Yeah, I do." So I told her one, and I terrified this chick at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, what was the story?
I'm not saying.
Yes,
damn
tell
it.
us.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, I did. I talked. I may have even talked about. Man, I talked about the exorcism of Latoya Almonds. Did I ever bring this up to you guys?
That was a demon house in Gary.
yeah.
Yeah.
The one that Zach Baggins decided to be a dick
Yeah.
and tear down. I don't
Oh.
believe half the shit that guy says. He could suck
Yeah.
my dick.
Yeah, he's a performance
Kind of went.
artist.
That kind of
I hate-
escalated pretty
I
quickly.
hate that. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking
No,
about.
Is that the dude who's fucking?
that's
ghost
the
hunter?
dude who said he would fight a ghost. Like, calm down, broiest of bros.
How about you rap battle a ghost?
Make shit up. I'm like, you don't have to add shit to that story up in Gary, Indiana for people to understand. And people don't even understand the scary shit about that story. Like, the weirdest shit about that story, but like up in Gary that people just don't fucking get, is, in all honesty, it's probably one of the biggest evidence of paranormal activity in the last 50 fucking years.
Yeah, police documented.
And child welfare documentation too.
Yeah.
Shit I've seen. Okay, like this mom's kids were not going to school. Okay, they weren't going to school, so CPS comes out to find out why, and then she's telling them, oh, they're plagued by spirits, they're possessed by spirits, that's why the reason they can't go to school. And they're just like, bitch, get your kids to go to school. And then one night, late at night, she rushes. She's got 3 kids. She's got a 13-year-old daughter. She's got a 9-year-old son and a 7-year-old son. She rushes them to the hospital. And it can't remember if it was the 9 or the 7-year-old. It's one of the 2 kids. And while he's in there, he's got bruises on his arms. And the hospital workers at the time think, oh, she's hitting the kid, and so they call CPS on her. And she's like, no, this is happening because he's possessed by demons and stuff. So they call CPS. The CPS worker comes out to talk to the kid in the room with the CPS worker and the hospital worker in front of the nurse. One of her sons stands up, starts talking in a guttural voice, and walks backwards up a wall and stops. This is on state records.
I'd pay $50 to see that happen.
He walks backwards and stops on the wall.
Anybody check for spider bites?
Like some David Blaine shit. Just
Somebody check for Knubsie goes to the lowest common denominator. I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
and
Been
then
somewhere.
what happens, so that they end up getting involved with the family. The other son, the one that didn't have that happen, he was in an office. He was in an office with the doctor or whatever, the doctor's office, in front of that medical staff that they documented. The kid levitates off the fucking table. Levitates off the table for a few moments and then flies backwards and slams into the wall. He levitates up, that slams backwards. So
I'll take. What is the quickest way to fill Bulldog's pants with a puddle of piss for $500,
it
Alex?
gets worse, man.
I'm talking about shit brown.
It keeps getting
If I see
worse,
that.
man. Then they start talking about stuff where the 13-year-old daughter's levitating off the bed. They're finding wet boot prints and shit all over the house and stuff. They end up deciding the mom wants to get the kids. Wants an exorcism performed, so she contacts a local Catholic priest in the area, and they decide that they're going to come out to check the stuff out. What happens is he comes out, and during this time, this is like February, and like around like when there's snow on the ground, her door is being swarmed with flies. And this is on police records. The police come to the house because they're going to do the exorcisms and stuff, and the curtains start bleeding with oil while they're up there. They clean it off, and the police are outside on police records. They go back in, and then it starts bleeding again with oil, with like olive oil. The mom wants an exorcism performed, and what they end up doing is they end up performing oh no, I gotta back up. The Catholic priest, he asks the Vatican, he asks his seer peers if they can perform an exorcism. They say no. They tell him, we're not going to do it. You're not going to do it, which is fairly common for the Catholic Church. They're going to say no. Right. So instead, what he decides to do is he goes on the internet and just looks it up, how to do it. And then he comes back, and then he performs an exorcism twice on the mother. Have I said anything about what that mother was doing at all in this story?
No.
Not a single thing. Performs 2 exorcisms on the mother, and then everybody goes, and by the way, whenever you actually see a Catholic exorcism, they could take a couple of years, months at the least, in order to perform one of those, and comes and does it just twice in the span of like, I don't know, a week or so. And then they close the case.
Why does the Catholic Church like deny exorcisms?
They want you to go through everything else first, like to see if it's not like a mental illness or something.
They need to exhaust all possibilities.
Oh yeah. Like the real story of The Exorcist and stuff, like the family had actually gone through like multiple other churches trying to get them to perform it until finally like a family member of theirs that was Catholic, whatever, recommended them to try the Catholic Church, and it just didn't work. Yeah. So when I tell people that story, and I got to ask yourself if nothing was done about the kids who actually had weird shit going on with them.
That they still got weird shit going on with them.
Yeah.
What if the Pope shows up? Then you know you're fucked.
And if you really think about like the concept, like say like something demonic, like a demon.
Yeah.
What's a couple days to something like that that's lived for like thousands or millions of years?
Yeah, we'll get the Winchester boys.
They blink and all of a sudden these SOBs are gone, and now that
yeah, they're generations ahead.
And then Zach Baggins wants to go back to the house and be like, "Oh, this house is spooky and scary." I'm like, "Fuck you."
That's the dude from Ghost Adventures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Ghost Hunters.
Yeah. Then he tears the house down.
Just something got too much for him.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that doesn't kill the spirits though.
See, I miss, like, I go back sometimes and I'll watch, like, the first 3 seasons of Unsolved Mysteries before it just started being, like, cold case murder shit. But back when they did paranormal episodes.
They were good days, yo.
Oh, my God, dude. And not only that, Robert Stack was scary as fuck.
That should be on Disney+.
Absolutely.
Robert Stack made that show way more terrifying than it probably would have been with anyone else.
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper scared me, though.
Robert Stack, I think, would terrify the Crypt Keeper.
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
Like, he looked demonic.
He looked like something was going on with him.
Yeah.
For real, son.
And that voice.
That's what starts happening to you when you start being in the know. When you start just seeing just weird stuff people just can't explain.
You guys start thinking that shit. I don't want to be in the know, though. I want to stay in my ignorance, yeah.
See, that's the thing.
I don't want.
A lot of people think that they want to know shit.
No, you don't.
Like, okay, I used to do, like, I did paranormal investigation with a few friends and some other people back in the late 90s. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes you go looking for shit, and sometimes you find shit, and then you don't want to find any more shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that, I was done.
I didn't want to find any more shit at that fucking seance when I was like 11. I was like, I'm done. Ghosties are bad, yo. I don't want that.
Well, the thing is, like, what people refer to as demons or ghosts or spirits or... Well, now we know that there's the probability of infinite universes. And that the universes directly around ours function on just a fraction of a frequency off of ours.
What if, like...
So things can bleed through.
Like, you're, like, here, but your other body's there, too, from a different universe.
But what if it's not even another you? What if this is just, this is a different dimension where things are absolutely malevolent. They are malicious.
Yeah.
And they can bleed through and
it shows up inside your body.
Take forms. Yeah, maybe they can take control.
That'd be crazy. What if, like, there's a universe where none of us even met?
Well, that would
That'd be a
there
terrible
would
universe.
be there are probably an infinite number of those universes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And what's weird, you ever seen like
There's a universe, Knubsie, where you are the head of this show. I'm your co-host, or Izzy's your co-host, and I'm an occasional guest, and I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And you're not, and he just here or there.
I'm not a comedian. I'm a dude who does stand up. So. That's how I mark him.
And Izzy does rap battles.
Izzy does rap battles.
I would.
If Izzy did rap battles, it'd be the best rap battle ever. I want you to know I'm here for the show. Boom, 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 boom. That's Izzy.
I try to pitch that like next time I do an anime convention, trying to do like anime rap battles. Like doing like Naruto from Naruto or whatever, and be like, I'm gonna win this rap battle. You sure? I can't believe it.
Do you start fucking running and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Also, I need some info. When's the next Comic-Con?
It's in March.
All right, when's the next open mic?
Next, the first Sunday of December down here.
First Sunday, December.
The Mascos. Yeah.
I gotta talk to Torrin when the next open mic is for like what's wrong with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
So the next Sunday in December, and then probably the second Tuesday in December.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta start getting back up to the stage again.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Well, now I'm not doing it, so fuck off.
That's fine. I'll make you.
Also, another. All right.
So anyway, oh, you were talking about people wanting to be in the know. You ever like seen like people that like oh god, it's weird. Like a lot of the fourth episode that we did that hasn't come out
Hold
yet.
on, time out. Let me clarify something. There are two types of people. Well, three types. There are those that don't want to fucking know. Mm-hmm. But then there's this one type, and there are two types of these. There are the people that want to know. And so those types of people, they find something, and then either they go, okay, don't want to know anymore, or
They just keep going.
they just get obsessed with it, and they spend the rest of their lives chasing this shit.
Yeah.
And it just erratically changes you. Like it really does. Like the fourth episode, we talk about like a lot of radio, like or TV broadcast interruptions and stuff for a lot of people. And we talk a little bit about like some internet groups that are trying to like recruit people. And they always talk about like having this like higher truth and higher understanding. And people that just feel like they have that, serial killers, they do the same thing. They do the same thing where they always talk like they feel like they're in the know of something.
Yep.
Like or think the bad guy from Red Dragon or whatever. Like they're always like, it radically changes how they interact with people, and it's.
But if you look at
crazy.
it, a lot of serial killers do have a higher understanding of humanity.
I know.
They,
or at least they feel they do.
But they really do.
I'm not saying they do or they don't, but I'm just saying even if you believe
Charlie
that you
Manson
have
wasn't
that,
even a serial killer. But Charlie, it's, as crazy as his ramblings and rants might have been, when Charlie talked about humanity, Charlie understood human beings on a level that most people can't. The same with that fucking the Green River killer.
Oh yeah.
Dude, and Ted Bundy. Look, let's talk about one of the most intelligent serial killers of all time. Ted Bundy was charming. He knew how, he knew how to manipulate any situation in his favor. And he was going to be an attorney. Mm-hmm. But then when, have you listened to or watched the Ted Bundy tapes?
Oh, yeah.
Cold, man. He has no fucking care about the way he discusses it. It's just, this is what it was. This is why I did it.
And he's so charismatic. He gets the judge and the thing to say, you would have been a really great attorney. I'm like, he gruesomely murdered dozens of people.
And it doesn't change the fact that he had an understanding of human beings and human nature that most people don't.
But you see a similar thing, though, I would say, with, religious people. People that feel like they have a higher truth, or philosophers, same deal. I mean, in the other perspective, somebody who feels they have a higher truth, it radically changes them, pushes
enlightened.
To these fringes of stuff. It pushes you out of the normal group, and it's just weird that kind of effect that it can have on people.
And it also becomes very isolating.
Yeah. Because it's hard. It's hard to hang around with people that just aren't that just don't.
That's why I tell people, I'm like, I'm jealous of people who get to live in ignorance. And I don't mean ignorance as stupidity. I mean they're just blissfully ignorant to the actual world around them. They're ignorant to
Certain topics.
No, not even
Just really are.
Just the energy across the world, like just,
Yeah.
and I feel that, and I say all the time, I'm like, I wonder what it's like to be ignorant and not have a heightened sense of the world, because like that isolation comes like now I can have this conversation with you two because you get what I'm saying, and I especially know that you do because you're kind of in that same boat.
Mm-hmm.
But when I've had this conversation just with average people, it becomes ostracizing for me. Like I can tell that I'm losing them, and I'm just like, okay, well.
I'm just talking about Disney Plus.
like okay,
started.
yeah,
Let's go pound some beers.
And so I do I do. I have to, if I'm in a group setting with friends, and these are people that I love. I love them and I care about them. But I have to dumb myself down. I can't talk about things that I'm really thinking about. Things that are like just right at the front of my fucking mind, like, nope, shove it back. This isn't the place to, this isn't the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's very isolating, and I end up spending a lot of my time alone reading, and
in an age when we have like all this technology and stuff out, like you're seeing more and more people getting like that. And I think that also, like what we said, there's a person in the Libertarian Party who wears a boot on his head now getting super popularity because people are just like, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
They're just like, I'll vote for the guy giving me a free pony. Might as well. Out of the deal.
Yeah.
I say it all the time, man.
So what? Hey, what else happened with this house though? Was there any other shit?
They tried to. I know they tried to.
What happened with the kids?
They closed the case, and I think the family ends up moving to. I think they moved back to Chicago, where they were from. Like I think they moved back into the inner city, and then nobody's ever heard anything since then. I think there was talk about the mom trying to sell like rights for like a movie or something like that, but I don't think there's anything's come from it yet.
What's that movie where there's that girl? She's a sister. She got like two little brothers, and
Got nothing.
she like gets possessed or some shit. And
Exorcism of Emily Rhodes?
no.
Rose.
I love that movie.
Molly Hartley.
What?
Molly Hartley.
No, it's one name. Like the name of the movie is one name.
Veronica.
Is that it?
It might
V.
be.
It is a V.
It's a older lady and like two. It's
like her. They live with their mom.
She's a teenager and she has two younger sisters, or a younger brother and sister. There's two younger kids than Veronica. It's like is it Portuguese? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, Veronica.
That's the kind of weird stuff.
Yeah. Language, Spanish. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they were doing. They were summoning the spirit of Veronica's father on a Ouija board. She loses consciousness or whatever, and then
Yeah.
she comes back like shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, using a Ouija board is literally the paranormal equivalent of talking with strangers.
To be fair,
It is taking candy from a parent.
Hasbro made the Ouija board. And
They were out before that, but
it was like 1892, I think it got made.
yeah. Stuff
So,
like that came up. Was out before
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah.
but,
No, they just marketed it.
Yeah. And they got
tarot
like
cards
Scooby Doo
are like-
and supernatural versions of it.
I love Scooby Doo.
I've had people asking to do it, and I'm like, fuck no.
You won't play with a Ouija board?
Fuck no. I don't know. I learned a long time ago not to take candy from strangers and stuff. I'm
That's
like, fuck
that's
that.
just it, man. Like,
Dude, you know what
You
the
can-
weirdest part is that shit?
well, they sell it as a a party game. But the thing is, when you have a collective group of people putting out energy to something like that, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're opening a door for. And I'm not saying that from any type of Christian perspective or no, I'm talking about universal energy. And the universe is very vast and expansive, okay? And then like I said earlier, you've got the multiverse thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And just the different dimensions, and you don't know. Like when you look at, okay, you ever go to a concert?
Yep.
That feeling you get
That mob
from
mentality.
15,000 people, even 3,000 people being together for a common cause. Concerts and church are the same fucking thing psychoactively They've monitored this. It is the same fucking feeling that people get. And it is a collective conscious that is pooling together all this energy, and that's what's creating this atmosphere. So, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5 people sitting around pooling that energy into something. How do you know? How do you know what you're dealing with?
Well, the funny part is or I don't really think it's that funny, is people will always talk about inviting something, and they'll be like, "What's your name?" and stuff, and they're like, "What are you?" or whatever. And they always take it at face value. They never believe the concept that something may lie to them to get them to bring them into something. And I'm like,
yeah,
I always say goodbye.
You know, or you have something that that's existed forever, and you think that you're going to somehow manipulate this thing,
right?
Or be like, have the upper hand on something.
Like you have, like my assumption would be, if I've contacted something through any kind of metaphysical means, my automatic assumption is this thing is as old as time itself. So
Disney.
What?
Well, it's a Disney song, ain't it?
Oh,
now that I'm aware.
Tale as old as time. God damn it.
Beauty and the Beast.
God damn it, Knubsie. I just want to kick you in the dick.
Tale as old as time. Oh, Possession?
Right. Well, like, okay,
the world's oldest
one of
profession.
my favorite things I've ever studied are the jinn.
Yeah.
All the
from
jinns,
the Middle East, yeah.
Dude, the jinn, like one of my favorite movies, The First Wishmaster.
Oh, I see.
And I'm going to tell you what right now, Andrew Divoff is scarier as himself in the human form than he is in the jinn costume. Like, just the look on his face all the time, and the way his voice, the way he speaks, he is awesome.
Yeah, dude.
But the jinn, like that movie when it came out, that's what got me to study them. Dude, I have studied the jinn and researched stories of the jinn for years.
They creepy, yo.
They are.
Look, I've studied dragons throughout different cultures and all this stuff, and I've studied all these other things, like so many other things that various cultures around the world have in common. But the jinn, that term, anyway, is very specific to the Middle East and Sumeria, like the cradle of civilization.
Yeah, Mesopotamia.
Well, it's kind of like their version of like a demon, where they call everything a jinn out there. I mean, it's not the same.
Not the same.
They're not the same.
The jinn are different. They are an entire race of their own.
But
that were like, basically the jinn were. I mean, my understanding is, whatever people consider God, when the universe birthed that entity into being, the jinn were also created in the darkness.
Yeah.
That's deep.
And the jinn multiplied, though.
Yeah. Well,
God did not.
Well, yeah, like the Greeks and the Romans.
That's not what I'm talking about.
They're kind of like an angel and like a malevolent spirit.
You got to go back to like Ahura Mazda,
like a weird baby.
Like
you,
what?
Weird baby. Kris Izzi.
No, I said that's trying to explain like their origin story and like how people like relate to them and stuff.
Don't talk because Marvel will start some shit.
The jinn, dude, it's.
Yeah, I read it, but I've seen it.
Like people think of Aladdin and they think of the genie, or like I Dream of Genie or shit like that, and I'm like, okay, that's
I'm a
cute
genie
and all.
in a bottle, baby.
Yeah, that's cute and all.
Women are a genie in a bottle.
These things,
I think, what's a good way to describe it? This is a bad example. It's not. I wish I could do a better one. It's like the demons, kind of from Charmed, if there was no hell, like just kind of how they operate and how they maneuver, like how they're manipulative and stuff.
Like in the
I
wish
can see that.
though, they gotta be specific with the wish though. Like you give a wish, you better be like,
or they make deals. They make deals a lot more than wishes and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean that's essentially that's what it is. It's jinn and demon, like demons. The story of demons came from the jinn, and it was just manipulated to, you can sell your soul
to fit this
for this, like he'll give you this in return for an X amount of time and you get this, or like, and he gets your soul. The jinn
usually it's like 10 years
would grant you it can be whenever they decide to reclaim. Like I love that.
Fill that contract.
What I love is in the Wishmaster, when it's time, He's given all these wishes to all these people, and then he holds that stone in his hand and he goes, "I claim that which is owed." And all these people start dropping fucking dead. Just gone.
Damn, son.
They're deep, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you spell it DJINN to let people know.
Yeah, DJINN. Yep.
Go DJ.
Have you ever heard do you know what Black Eyed Kids are?
What?
You know what Black Eyed Kids are?
No, you
Yes.
did
Have you ever heard like the relationship like with Jin and stuff, like with Black Eyed Kids, like up in
You
like
did.
in the Middle East and stuff?
you did a
Oh.
video on that, yo.
Yeah, I did. We didn't end up talking about this. So like a lot of people believe in the concept of like star children, like
Yeah.
indigo children or black. Okay, a lot of the Middle East they had the
Well,
concept.
hold
of
on.
like,
They were just. This is a news story. Like just came out. A 9-year-old kid just graduated from a university here in the U.S. as an electrical engineer.
A 9?
9 years old.
God, that dude got money.
That is not a normal human being. Something has accelerated. I think, like, that's another thing, reason I love Ancient Aliens and stuff, because they talk about specific people from our past in human history, like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Werner von Braun,
Oh, it
James
sounds familiar.
Oppenheimer. People like this, they had something, like, they weren't, honestly, I feel that they were not completely human.
oh yeah, I could see that.
Something interceded, like, from their conception.
Well, that's across a lot of different cultures and stuff, where people think that like you're mixed in with some sort of element of the supernatural for whatever it is, whether it's Nephilim or whether or not if you get.
How did the fucking Dogon people know? They said that they came from this star system that is not visible in our night sky, and we did not discover until the 1960s. Some shit like that. And these people told explorers hundreds or thousands of years ago when they said, "Where did you come from? How are you here?" And these people pointed directly to the sky where their star system was that they came from. And the people that they told were like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And then now we know that star system fucking exists.
What's the star system?
I cannot think of the fucking name.
The people are Dogan?
Dogon. Dogon.
Look at it up real
Dude.
quick.
I mean, that shit's just... But the black-eyed children.
Yeah. So like they have the belief out there that like that Black Eyed Kids like out in the Middle East are the product of like mixing like a jinn and a human together, and to have one of these kids, you have one of these special kids. So there are people out in the Middle East who wholeheartedly believe that if you sacrifice this kid to specific jinn, that they will help you direct you where treasure, like great treasure around the world is. And there are kids that have gone missing and turned up like in some pretty, mutilated or cripped out or sacrificed in exchange trying to find like buried treasure and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't show you that in Aladdin.
No, they did not. You don't see people talking about that. It's very deep. People think just here it's all bad. I'm like, nah, it can get way worse in the paranormal around the world.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, some of... It's crazy because, like, Chinese people and Japanese, they kind of guard their superstitions.
The Sirius star.
Is it?
Yeah. It says the Sirius mystery.
Yeah.
So it's the serious one.
Okay. Yeah, but they told people hundreds of years before we knew it was there that they came from there.
That's like
What the fuck?
that's in a whole lot of the SAR cluster with the dogs, like Canis or some shit like that.
Right. That's a whole different. That's a
Weird,
whole
that's
different
the
thing,
thing.
though. Like that's a. Oof. Fuck. But no, the. God damn it. What were we just saying?
Fuck. I was listening to
We're moving into
the Black Eyed Children.
Oh,
They were-
I was talking about Chinese and Japanese
Yeah,
culture.
they're guarding
how
their
they
stuff.
guard their
Yeah.
their superstitions and stuff. But some of them that are known, dude, they've got some fucked up shit too.
yeah.
Like,
Dude, the Japanese horror movie scary.
Yeah.
and it's. Do you think that different parts of the world harbor different energies?
Yeah.
Yes. I think they do. I think it's a different it is a different element. There are different things that are seen there, in those different places. Because I think a lot of times it's your relationship with the universe, and how you perceive the paranormal can often change what those energies are. Whether or not if you believe that you work in tandem with something, or whether or not if you believe you sell something directly to that thing, or that's what you got to get. You get a lot of different stuff. It's kind of like the concept of like a werewolf and how different it is around the world. And
Yeah, the
people's
descriptions. Well,
Yeah,
look at dragons.
or the method you become a werewolf.
Yeah.
Versus like in Europe or whatever, if you get bit by a werewolf or whatever. Say
and in
like,
some cultures, you can even just be clawed.
yeah, or like the Native American or in like the Navajo tradition, like with skinwalkers and stuff,
Yes.
where you become one through a ritual, like through
Right.
a specific ritual in order to become one.
Yeah, them things are scary too.
Like
Yes, they are.
shape shifting.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! My biggest like actual like encounter with something like belief that I've ever seen anything in the paranormal came when I was investigating skinwalkers.
Yeah, didn't your dog, like your little puppy?
Yeah, I was reading this book about skinwalkers, and skinwalkers are like Navajo like witches that like will transform into like these hideous like
The Dene.
yeah like these
Like that's
yeah that's
the
what they call
Dene
yeah
people.
that's what they call themselves, and they turn into like werewolves or like these were-raven-esque monsters out there in the Southwest. Well, I'm reading because there's not a whole lot of books written about these things because the Dene do not talk about these things. They don't talk about these people because these are people that live on the fringe that they believe that if you talk about them, they know you're talking about them, and they can place a curse on you that will kill you.
Yes, oh man.
So these people truly believe this is a thing that will happen. So anyway, so this couple decides that they're going to go out and research this material. And I'm reading this book outside with my dog, and my dog's outside with me on her leash. And this is late at night. It's like late at night. And I'm reading this book, and I'm reading these people are talking to somebody from the Dene that's open to talk to them about the skinwalkers. And he refuses to meet with them except in a public place at like high noon. And while he's talking about him, he'll stop talking all of a sudden. He'll just change conversation like sports or something. And he'll look and he'll see like woodland creatures talking to him, looking at him, and he's like, he believes truly that the skinwalkers are using these animals to look at them,
relay
and spy them.
messages or to view.
Yeah,
Remote viewing.
Yeah, and so one of the things that happens is after they do this, like the place they were staying gets burned down, and their shit almost gets stolen, and there's threats made against them and things like that. So I'm reading this, and they're like, and they're like, people know that you're talking with them if you speak their name or if you delve into them or whatever. So as I'm doing this, and my dog stands up and looks out, and I look up what she's looking at, and my back has a porch light that's down, and the creates like this big, like circle of light, like in my backyard. And I'm not making this up. Like a small raccoon, possum, I don't know, sized shadow creature walks into the middle of this lighted spot. And in normal shadow, you can see like the legs going back to the shadow. It came to the middle, and it's the shadow critter, and it's locking eyes with my dog. And my dog is Beagle, barks at everything and nothing, and locked eyes with it for 10 minutes. And I'm just staring at this thing, just looking at my dog, until finally it just walks away.
See,
And I'm like, fuck that. I go in my house, and I put the book away. I'm like, I'm never doing the skin at night. I'm like, nope.
so talking about finding, you go looking, you're gonna find something.
Yeah.
So I've been in haunted houses. I've had things flung at me from nowhere. Okay, that's whatever. The thing that put me off and just completely got me out was my one and only encounter with a shadow person stalking me. And at first, I thought there was just someone down through this tree line. And then it was gone. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing it up in a tree like the goddamn predator hanging. And it's not a solid form, but it's moving, and I can see it like hanging off of this tree, just kind of moving. And then it disappears again. And then it's 15 feet to the left, peering out from another tree. And it's making my fucking skin crawl right now.
Dude, it's disquieting when you see it. Like a lot of people will read that stuff and they just have no idea what it's like to look at something that just defies logic. Like that.
And you're searching for every rational thing in your brain to justify it.
And I guarantee people all the time that just people are like, oh, Chris saw a shadow and something. Like, look, I know what a shadow looks like. I debunk this shit daily. Yep. It's standing in the middle. Mm-hmm. No shadows connecting that thing with the shadow around it. Nothing is in the image, and it's like 3D. Like
there was perfect moonlight. Everything.
I'm 5 feet away from this fucking thing. I know.
Oh no, I was probably a good 30 feet away, and this happened. This transpired all within about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and I realized what was happening, and immediately got in my car and was gone, because I was by myself for that. I was just going out to check a place.
It's disquieting.
It's disconcerting is what it is. It fucking, because then the whole time I'm driving, it took me, I'm 30 minutes out in the country. So that's a very lonely, long 30-minute drive
back. I was by myself, and I was by myself in my house for probably another hour and a half before my wife got home.
If you know anything about shadow people, and you've heard stories about what can happen, like the next 2-3 days was just nothing but paranoia, man. Like it was just constant. Like
there's a lot of stuff that's
dreading the sun going down. Like it was terrible.
Shadow people.
Every light in my house is on, like fucking Trace Atkins.
Every light
I knew Knubsie would know it.
It's like shadow people are like sometimes considered like either it's anything from like they piggyback off other paranormal shit that's around, so they're just like a paranormal groupie to something far worse. Sometimes
that's scary.
Some people think
the Bodaks and Odd Thomas.
Some people think that they're there to possess you, because a lot of people think that black-eyed kids are just kids possessed by shadow people. All the people, and again, that they're just omens of death, like something bad's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
It's all around just a scary, thing.
Like the stories about these black-eyed kids showing up on people's doorsteps, and they'll knock on the door or ring the doorbell. Someone will answer the door, and they just see these kids, but the kids have no tact. Immediately, they say things like, "May we come in?
We don't have a gun.
Can we come?"
like weird shit like that.
Can we come inside?
I always say no.
Yeah, and but they're off-putting because they don't have human interactive skills, but they press the point about wanting to come in the house.
Must be a black-eyed kid.
And people, apparently most people, any stories that I've heard are like, we just end up shutting the door. Like we're like, you need to go away, go home,
shut the door, drive away,
shut the door,
walk away,
shut the door. And then people have said they've literally gone back, like, or just stood there at the door and then opened the door again, 5 seconds later, and there's no sign of these kids. Fuck that. Like, of course the skeptic in me goes, it's bullshit, but that's just because I've never had it happen to me. But meanwhile, there are multiple accounts from reputable people of these things happening. I'm like, fuck that. Nope.
Pass.
I will punch a child in the face.
And you know one of the weirdest parts about those stories too is think about how many guns we have in America and how rarely that story often ends with, and then I got my gun out. Right. Really think about that. A lot of paranormal stories that people do. Literally,
that's because when true fear grips you in that manner, and you realize you're dealing with something that is possibly not a physical thing that you can do something to. You don't hear about people unloading, a full magazine into a ghost, because your brain immediately goes, "Oh, I'm fucked. I have no way to fight this."
Yeah. What happens if you let a black-eyed kid in?
They kill. Most of the time, people say you end up dead or attacked.
Yeah,
but it's
for whatever reason they cannot cross the threshold unless they're invited.
Like old vampires.
Yeah, kind of. Which, who's to say that that's not where the story of vampires came from, and then it's just been churched up, and because, in essence, a vampire feeds on humans.
Yeah.
What if that's what these black-eyed kids are?
What are they, young vampires?
Or right. Or it's something that just needs to be invited in, like Twilight. Again, demons, same thing. Spirits, same thing.
Right, they have an etiquette that they must follow.
They need
There's
something.
a protocol.
They need to be invited in.
Right.
What about the further though? You know what I'm saying? Fucking Insidious.
Oh, Insidious?
Yeah, Insidious. It just kept like getting closer and closer each picture.
You know what's funny is the more that I sit and talk about, like, you know, like trying to be like lighthearted about it, like, you know, when I first start, then I just getting more serious and serious.
Dude,
the more that
I'm the same way, man.
The more I start talking about this,
it's one of those, like, I love to have conversations like this, but also it, for people who have experienced any kind of paranormal activity, it starts to vibrate that pit in your stomach. Like it's like you know internally, it's not even your brain, it's your body going,
it's like an instinct.
Hey, you need to take it easy on this, stop this. Like it can get you.
Well, that's a good episode to end the spooky season in off of.
Right.
About to come wintertime, spooky season now.
All right, yeah, man, we're at time.
Yeah, what time is it?
It's been an hour and a half.
Fuck yeah.
So
Izzy, great to have you here.
Yeah, man, this was a good episode, man. It's fun.
Glad to be on here.
Kind of felt left out, but it's okay.
Shut up, dude. You spit on the floor. You fucking made fun of Izzy. Made me laugh so hard,
okay.
almost blacked out. This was a great episode.
Yeah.
This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of
Podcast.
Bulldog Malenko, along with Knubsie.
This is your boy.
And Kris Izzi. Thanks again for coming, man.
That was a pleasure.
Later, guys.
Show's over, motherfuckers.